As our staff brings away the table and the chairs for the time being, we'll continue with the middle school finals in about 20 minutes. But first, I would like to introduce a special guest that we are privileged to have join us this evening. Molly Gray is the current Lieutenant Governor of Vermont. She is younger than I am and a great friend of education and the environment. And we have our task force. Come on up here if you were on the Vermont Climate Change Task Force and just take the stage really quick. We had said whether you medaled or not, whatever age division you were, come on up. Okay. And just stand back here. So these students who are behind me participated in the task force that focused specifically on Vermont and climate change. And as per what we had mentioned on our website, the report was to be delivered to the office of Molly Gray, the Lieutenant Governor of Vermont. But Molly Gray is here with us this evening, so I will give the report in the envelope to the students here. And Molly, if you can come up and take the stage and shake their hands, and then the floor is yours for the next 20 minutes.
Comfortable. This is great. Actually, I'll just...
And here's a bottle of water if you like.
Great. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are you all? Good. Well, it is an absolute pleasure to be here. My name is Molly Gray, and I serve as Vermont's, does anyone know which number? Lieutenant Governor, but 82nd Lieutenant Governor, and the 4th woman in Vermont's history to serve. The last time we had a woman, thank you. The last time we had a woman serve as Lieutenant Governor, it was 1997, which I presume was a little before some of you were born. Just a little bit. But I want to welcome all of you. How many of you, for you, this is the first time visiting Vermont? Good. Well, welcome. I hope this is not the last. We hope to see you here soon. But tonight is a great night. It's time to celebrate the completion of the competition with your families and friends, your participation in the International Geography Championships, which show you're some of the top geography students in the world. It's a huge deal. So congratulations. And I want to share something really special about this chapel with you. This is Ira Allen Chapel. And I went to the University of Vermont and graduated in 2006. And in March of 2006, a senator from Illinois, where's our Illinois delegation? a senator from Illinois in 2006 that went on to become the President of the United States, stood right up here, and he was just starting to think about running for president. And I sat right over there, and he talked about his values and mission, excitement, but pretty exciting to be here. And just so you know, Barack Obama was once also speaking right here. So I want to tell you a little bit about what the lieutenant governor does. The lieutenant governor serves as the second in command in Vermont. I'm elected separately than the governor. I preside over the Vermont Senate. I'm the tie-breaking vote, so if half the Senate's voting one way and half the Senate's voting another way, in a moment's notice, I have to be ready to be the tie-breaking vote. And if anything happens to the governor, I have to be governor immediately. But beyond that, it's a really exciting position where I get to travel around Vermont, I get to understand our own geography, but people and communities, and advocate for issues that I really care about. And when I was coming here tonight, I thought, what is it about geography that I also love? And I bet you all have your own reasons, but I remember growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be a flight attendant because I thought, that's how to see the world. Well, lo and behold, I realized there's many, many other ways to see the world. I worked for the International Committee of the Red Cross. I've worked in Africa, in the Middle East. And now as lieutenant governor, not only do I travel the state, but also travel to North Macedonia. You know where North Macedonia is? Yes, of course. Okay. Now it's North Macedonia, but previously it was Macedonia. But anyhow, the study of patterns in the natural environment, like the atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, and geosphere, can reveal to us the importance and details of human-led relationships. And geography is a world discipline, as you know, one that can bridge the human and physical sciences. Having scientific data to inform us as citizens and public officials is vital to everything that we do, especially as we address climate change. So I want to tell you a little bit about what we're trying to do right here in Vermont to address climate change, and I suspect some of these recommendations in this report will guide our thinking. First, we're working, and we made a commitment to reduce emissions to 26% below 2005 levels by 2025, and 80% below 1990 levels by 2050. Does anyone know what the Paris Climate Agreement is? Yeah, okay. You guys know everything. So here in Vermont, we have our own Paris Climate Agreement. It's called the Global Warming Solutions Act. So as a state, even though we're not a nation state, we're a small state, we have made our own commitments that are similar to the Paris Agreement, and it's incumbent upon us to now try to meet them. So we're trying to weatherize 90,000 homes, install 112,000 heat pumps, and get 160,000 additional electric vehicles and passenger vehicles like buses on our streets, on our back roads. How many people went out Mount Mansfield? Did you drive on some back roads, some dirt roads? Yeah, we have a lot of rural communities that are desperately trying to get into electric vehicles. We need to get 12,500 electric industrial trucks and school buses on the road, and ramp up and fund programs that help low and moderate income Vermonters get into all of these different vehicles. We're also working to conserve our lake and our lands. As you know, here in Vermont, we have what we call our Great Lake, even though it's not technically one of the Great Lakes, but Lake Champlain. We have Mount Mansfield, we have skiing in the winter, we have lots and lots of farmers in the summer that depend on our land and environment to produce food for our communities. So as a state, we depend on taking care of our natural environment and climate. But I want to close by talking about education for one moment and read you a quote from Abraham Lincoln before I open the floor to you, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have, or I want to hear anything you want to share about your week. And it's from a speech he gave while running for office, and he was in Illinois. And he said, upon the subject of education, not presuming to dictate any plans or system for respecting it, I can only view it as the most important subject which we as a people can be engaged in. Lincoln understood, even back in the 1800s, that the key to the betterment of society and all of us was education. So I want to commend you all for making the same recognition as President Lincoln by choosing to participate in the International Geography Championships. I can only imagine how much time and work you've put into flashcards and memorizing and learning and memorizing. And in closing, I also want to take a moment to thank your parents who helped get you here, and a lot of time working with you, and also welcoming you to the state of Vermont. So congratulations on your completion of the competition, and thank you for your dedication to geography and the sciences. Vermont and the world, as you know, needs you and your scientific expertise more than ever. So congratulations, and I'm here for you if you have any questions.